So Phil, I wanted to ask you about the Manning Academy. So how'd that come about? Like, how did that all develop? What was it like? What was it while you were there? That whole experience.
I think it just came about from playing last year, and Coach Ignetti, he coached Eli, and so he knows the Mannings well. But it was an incredible experience all around, like being around the Mannings, seeing how they operate, getting some insight from them, and then being around the other college quarterbacks across the country.
Was it drills or just watching them film work? Like, what went into it while you were there?
A lot of talking with the Mannings, hearing from them, just advice, getting around the other QBs, just talking to them about football. We did some field work. We were supposed to have a couple other sessions on the field that got rained out, but it was a good experience. It just wasn't a ton of throwing, more advice.
Yeah.
Any advice or anything that you picked up that will stick with you think?
Yeah, the Mannings, they're so detailed about it. So Peyton's talking about how he'd watch film, just kind of the sequence that he would do it in, and throwing with receivers, like how they would do it, how they'd plan out their off season, and especially the summer leading up to the fall camp.
Along those lines, I know you met Cam Newton last year or the summer at some point, right? How hard is it to take all the information in but make sure you don't kind of get away from your own game as well?
I guess, yeah, you have to have a little filter on it because everybody's style is a little bit different, but the Mannings, anybody can learn from them. So the advice that they give, it's pretty universal for all quarterbacks.
In terms of your progression this year and progression of the room itself, working with Dennis and the other quarterbacks too, how have you guys taken the next step? I know last year for you was especially weird. So this year having a full off season, full preseason, knowing you actually can play, how does that kind of take the next step for you?
I think across the board in the QB room, we've all taken steps, and that comes with the experience of being around the offense. First year, like you said, the install, it was tough because everything was just kind of up in the air, but we've had a lot of time with it now. These plays that we're running, we've run a good bit. So I keep going back to the comfort level of being in the offense and knowing these plays, just the continued reps.
I just want to talk to you about Travis. Coach is saying he's really developing into a 3-down back, not just a guy that you can use on outlets and screens and stuff. Just talk about what you've seen from him in camp.
He's popped off some explosive plays. I think he's reading the holes really well, and that helps with the line. They're doing a really nice job of blocking, especially on the runs. We're getting big holes, but the running backs are also seeing it well and hitting them on time. So he's popped off explosives, and we know that he can do a great job in the pass game with the checkdowns and presenting flare control or routes.
Yeah, it's kind of lost that he had 35 catches last year. I mean, everybody's Hunter and Zay. He was just right there. I mean, is it just kind of on your progressions? Is he just like the last option, or is it sometimes you set in plays that he's the guy you're looking for?
He's usually the check down, but we'll have routes designed for him. But a lot of his catches are almost like run plays, whenever you can get it to him. Pretty close to line of scrimmage on the check downs, and then he can puncture and run.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to picture him out in space and like Ben Petrula blowing up a free safety, and you could turn a 5-yard pass into a 15, 20-yard gain with that guy. You know?
Exactly. And so that's what you don't see a lot in college football is quarterbacks getting to the check downs, but we've really been working on that because whenever the defense just drops back, it's easy dinks and dimes to the running backs.
Yeah, last question. Like last year, Coach Halfley even said he kind of gave you a vanilla offense, at least from the start, to get you to Duke and everything. Have you progressed now? I mean, is the playbook more complicated? Are you going deeper into the back pages of the playbook maybe than you would have last year?
Yeah, throughout the entire season, I think we ran a good amount of different plays. So we have a whole arsenal of of good plays, but going into the spring, we kind of went back into the basics of the playbook, our key bread and butter plays, and now we have everything installed. We've repped it a lot, and at this point, it's 2 weeks until the season. It's kind of adding the wrinkles in, starting to game plan.
Probably anxious to get going.
Yeah.
Got to go back into Clemson. You know, you've played Clemson 3 years in a row down there because of some quirks in the schedule. It was in 19 you were there. In 20 they just threw the schedule out and just put you at Clemson again.
Yeah.
And then now you're back on the 21 schedule. So 3 trips in the Death Valley. That kind of. You showed you could play there, though. You know.
Fun place to play.
Yeah. Oh God. It is the one ACC venue that is like an SEC venue.
Right.
Yeah. You just down there. They get there at 7 in the morning. As soon as that first gun, and then they're screaming for your blood. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Been there about 6, 7 times. Great stuff. All right. See you around.
All right. Thank you.
See you.
Nice to see you.